Yeah. Did you like the sound of that? Well, if you actually didn't like it, I just hope that it sounds the way it did in my videos in this channel. So I hope you would like to check out some of my boring videos. Okay. So what is this video all about? I just want to I don't know, I just have this sense of achievement that I finally installed the things that I want to install in my Fender Jazz Bass. Excuse me. So by the way, this is a Fender Jazz Bass Standard, or the Made in Mexico, for those of you who are really brand conscious. Okay. So here, I just like to share this one to you because as always, I'm targeting the beginner, intermediate people, maybe semi-pros or amateurs. Okay, because again, pros don't need my advice. So what did I do here? Okay, what did I do here? Oh, by the way, I did not do this in one sitting. Okay, it took me around 5 years for me to complete, okay, the modifications that I like. So hopefully I can explain why I actually put, okay, these modifications. And again, warning to the beginners and the intermediate players that these modifications might not work for you. Okay, so later on, I will emphasize the need for you to know your bass, okay? For you to know what modifications you are going to do with your bass guitar, okay? So it should be tailor fitted for you, okay? Tailor fitted for you, so you don't need to copy my, okay, my mods, okay? But I hope that you would learn some tips for you to be able to choose properly, okay? So my first modification for this bass will be this one, the onboard preamp. Okay, why do I need the onboard preamp? Because in the Philippines, when pre-COVID days, okay, during the pre-COVID days when gigs are still rocking, right? Some of the amplifiers are really crappy. Okay, sometimes you will just have an access to the power amp. Okay, so no preamp. Okay, no preamp. So these things are actually helpful. Okay, so only in the gig setting. And the good thing about this one is it has a passive active switch. Okay, so here if I pull this up, we have a passive control. So this one will be the active. So the preamp is actually engaged when I put this down. But I rarely do that. Okay, I rarely do that, or I only do this. I only activate the preamp when the amplifier in the venue is really crappy. Okay, and sometimes I don't engage this at all if I have the pedals, or if I have my pedals. Okay, so the Sans amp, okay, or my custom made tube preamp. Okay, so that's just the purpose of it. Okay, nothing great. It doesn't really change my sound dramatically. It just helps me get the right tone in the mix when needed. Okay, so I don't really turn this on that much. Okay, so the next modification that I did will be that I put in here is these pickups. Okay, these pickups. So the problem with the stock pickups of this one, I just wanted them to have a louder output. Okay, I just want them to have a little more presence. That's it. Okay, and lo and behold, I did not expect this. Okay, there's a brand of bass guitars here in the Philippines named Elegy, the Elegy Alab. The stock pickups of those bass guitars are really good. I love the way they bring out that output. Okay, so since I only because I don't know the exact specs of this one. The only spec that I know, okay, that's the only thing that I know about these pickups. Okay, will be they are ceramic pickups. Okay, they are ceramic pickups. I'm not really sure if they are overwound, underwound. Okay, however, the presence that they give, okay, compared to the stock pickups were really good. So that's just it. Okay, so that I will do more subtractive. Okay, so this one tends to be really boomy, so I just reduce the bass in my preamp, then that's it. Or maybe here in the onboard preamp, so that uh, it's easier to subtract than add. Okay, subtract than add the bass to it. So this one are just stock pickups. Okay, FLG Alab, no brand at all. Okay, so, and if you actually look at the wires here, they're not even wrapped in cloth. Okay, so they are just your ordinary stock pickups. I mean, they are not Nordstrands, they're not Seymour Duncans, they're not even Fenders. Okay, they're not Fralins. Okay, so these are unbranded. Okay, but I think based on the no based on the spec sheets of LG, these are ceramic pickups. Right, so I just wanted more output. Okay, more output from this base. And finally, the one that I really did not expect for me to be able to install is this one, the hard to find. Okay, the hard to find Leoquan Badass Bridge. The Badass Bridge. I mean, this was a long phased out a long time ago, even before I played the bass. Okay, so this one is hard to find, and I was actually thrilled when I saw a listing in Facebook that from a guy that actually sells this one. Okay, I hope this one is original. Okay, it's in good condition, and in fact, it's the version that has the grooves. Okay, the grooves. So this one is the newer version of the classic Badass 2 bridge. Okay, the Badass 2. So Leo Kwan, you cannot find this anymore. So you will only acquire this through the secondary market. Okay. So why did I install this bridge? Okay, why did I install? Because I think, but I could be wrong. I know why bassists love this. Okay, if you're like me, who is not really willing or that willing to spend, okay, for you for you to bring your bass guitar to a really good luthier or a bass tech. Okay, for a good setup, if you're like me who loves to do things yourself, okay, this bridge is actually really easy to navigate, okay, navigate and to manipulate. Okay, as you can see, it has a wide, okay, wide saddle. I don't even know this part. Okay, the it can actually slide to and fro on a wider space. Okay, because I would like to have that room for error. But I'm only moving this a little, okay, a little, because I have over the years I've learned how to intonate my bass, okay, my bass guitar, and also it has this stability so that if you're plucking hard, okay, the saddle will not go away from the alignment, okay, and so it's stable and it somewhat gives a lower action, okay. I'm not really a fan of the super low action, okay, super low action. I believe that's the Hendrik Linder okay, action. And even I have a difficult time plucking strings with that low of an action. Okay, so this one just brings it lower. Okay, brings it lower, but still okay, a little high. Okay, a little high for some, but for me this is the sweet spot. So it actually feels softer in my hands because at this point in my life, okay, I'm not getting any younger. Okay, so my hands are actually getting painful in practicing. So I would like to have more comfort in my bass. Okay, I did not really buy this. Okay, I did not buy this for me to change my tone. It really did not do anything, okay? My tone did not improve, but the feel of the bass actually improved when I installed this bass. bass bridge, sorry. When I install this bass bridge, okay, that's it. Okay, so do not buy a bass bridge for the sole reason of changing your tone. Okay, I really don't believe that a bass bridge can actually have a huge influence on your tone. That it can have a huge influence in the feel and in the what intonation. Okay, because intonation is important for your ear, so that your every note that you will play will be in tune. Okay, so I'm quite happy because I never thought that I will be installing a badass 2 bridge, okay, in my Fender. And of course, the pick guard. But of course, the pick guard uh, is really for aesthetics. So it gives, an identity. But again, the most important modification that you can do to your bass is to change the strings. Okay? Among all of those modifications that I have mentioned, the strings really has the largest influence. Okay, so you have to change your strings periodically. Okay, of course, old strings will sound dead. Okay, aside from that, the others are just personal preferences. Okay, personal preferences. Okay, so that's it. I'm just happy that I actually finished. Okay, this one, the modifications. But again, warning, okay, you do not really copy what I did, okay, because it might not work for you. Okay, so you have to know your base so that you know what modifications are you going to do. Okay, so don't just buy. Well, yeah, if you have money. Okay, if you have money, then okay, you buy. But if you're like me, who is in the budget, so don't do it. Okay, don't do it. Be careful. So again, thank you for listening and have a good day.